Hari Om Namaste, friends. So I'm sure most of you heard about this scientific experiment, the double slit experiment, which I love this so much because right away my mind switches to yogic philosophy and what this could mean on a bigger scale. To me, it's a poetic expression of what it could mean. So as you may have heard, they passed the particles through one slit, and when they're not observed, the particles create this kind of wave formation. When the particles are observed, they create particles, individuals clearly separated. So to me, this represents also, in a yogic sense, that when we are part of this universal consciousness, when we're not seeing, when we're using our third eye to see or opening this more in the world, then things become kind of a wave-like interconnectedness or God-like consciousness. When we are being more analytical in the mind, when we are partaking in this world from a close perspective or from a nearsighted perspective, then we're seeing things as individual, as separate, as individual beings, not in this kind of interconnectedness. So the whole trick of the yoga practice is to have both, to live this individual existence with the knowledge of the interconnectedness. And when we can start to really feel that, something happens. Of course, we can understand that up here, we're all one love, yeah, but then when something bothers you, that instantly goes out the window. The idea is to really feel it. Through the spiritual practice, we can eventually feel that interconnectedness. This is the whole purpose of being here, to feel that. And then life really starts to change. Compassion really starts to develop and come at the forefront of our day-to-day consciousness, because we start to realize that we are more like the wave and less like the particle. As the Buddha says, there is no sorrow like separation. Separation can only come when you're feeling like an individual or separate or isolated. It cannot come when we feel this wave-like consciousness, God-like consciousness, interweaving all things, because that can only be energetic. It cannot be physical. It can only be energetic. So when we understand that, and when we are separated from our loved ones or places that we love, really, we understand that it's only on a surface level. It doesn't destroy us as much. It doesn't drive us into anxiety or depression. We have this more calmness or equanimity over all things because we have a deeper understanding of who we are and what we're doing in this existence. So, coming back again to that magic word that I love so much, Ram. Through chanting the mantra, you can actually become the mantra. It is a sound vibration. It is a sound yoga in a way, because we're working from the internal out. Of course, at first, maybe we're just singing. It feels nice to sing, but the idea is to let that mantra go back inside also. Let the vibration come out and circulate back in, so we become this mantra. Eventually, we become the mantra. That's why we're singing these names that are infused with holy aspects and higher-minded aspects, because eventually we can become that. We can take on those qualities. Of course, we still have to do our own work, but we change our consciousness in a way, we change the pathways in a way that it's going to be more understanding and more inspired. We'll be more inspired to live that way, because through chanting the mantra, we can start to feel something. And we want that feeling to keep going. Of course, we can just sing 24/7, but that's not so practical. So to be infused with the mantra is to really take on the qualities of the mantra. And one of the beautiful things I've heard about Sri Ram is that even his enemies were happy to see him. Ram 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 Jaya Sita Ram 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 Raghupati Ram 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 Chandra Ram 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 Jaya Hanuman Jaya Jaya Ram 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 Sri Jaya Sita Ram 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 Chandra Ram 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 Raghupati Ram 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 Jaya Sita Ram 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 Jaya Sita Ram 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 Jaya Hanuman Ram 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 Jaya Sita Ram 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 Raghupati Ram 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 Chandra Ram 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 Jaya Sita Ram 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 Chandra Ram 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 Jaya Sita Ram 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 Jaya Hanuman Ram 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 Jaya Sita Ram